Happy Easter. It is a glorious day, even in these dark times. You know, one of my favorite movies of all time is The Highlander, starring Christopher Lambert and Sean Connery. Now, why is it one of my favorite movies? Well, partly because I absolutely love the concept of the film, but another reason is Queen did all the music, and I was a big fan of Queen. But one line in the movie I still remember, and I think to me is so relevant in these times we're facing today. Ramirez, played by Sean Connery, is giving Connor McLeod examples of things that are above human knowledge in the time they were living, which would have been sometime around the 1500s. And one of the questions he asked McLeod is this: are the stars just pinholes in the curtain of night? Of course, it was Sean Connery, so he asked it like Sean Connery would have: are the stars just pinholes in the curtain of night? That's my best Sean Connery impersonation. And I remember thinking at the time, what a cool concept. Imagine someone drawing a large curtain over the earth at the end of every day to block out the light. You know, a few years back, I was camping in the desert of Arizona by myself, and one thing I found amazing was the night sky. Millions and billions of stars from one end of the sky to the other. And yeah, if you really use your imagination, they do look like pinholes in a black curtain. And I'll tell you why, to me, I think this question is so relevant. The world has changed as we know it. How we did certain things only a short time ago has been dramatically shifted and will continue to change. This COVID-19 virus alone has given us a new standard of normality. I think it has shaken the world up and taken it by total surprise. And to be honest, I don't want to sound pessimistic, but I don't think there will be a complete going back to the way things were, either socially or economically. Scary times? Yeah, you bet. Scary because of the unknown. Scary because of so much uncertainty. It really is like someone or something has drawn a big black curtain around life as we know it. But there are pinholes. There are pinholes in the curtain. Pinholes that let the true light shine in the darkness. You see, what made the stars in the desert sky look so beautiful was the contrast of the dark around them. It was the contrast of the deep black sky which made them so easily visible. In Matthew 5:14, Jesus says, "You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on a stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." If there ever was a time for us to shine, it is undoubtedly now. How we act and react in this time of crisis will speak volumes to people and glorify God in the process. We have a lot to offer, but it is a choice. We can choose to stand out from the darkness and offer people prayer, encouragement, and hope, or we can just blend right into the darkness and keep to ourselves. Easter Sunday is a beautiful, glorious day that offers new beginnings and certainty of hope for all wanting to grab hold of it, but only in the contrast of Good Friday. You see, Good Friday was a time of darkness, a time of uncertainty. The Son of God, the only hope of mankind, was crucified and died on a cross. And to the apostles, it was a time of sadness and hopelessness. They had come to the end of their faith, the end of their understanding, and the end of their strength. And to them, they had lost all they achieved up until that point in time. Yet in just under 48 hours after the cross, an event took place, which not only marked the beginning of the Christian faith, but was the pinnacle and power of it. Jesus rose from the dead. Unbelievable? Some people think so. Too fantastic? It would seem that way. Yet skeptic after skeptic has never been able to disprove it. And many who have tried have become believers themselves. But it was on the cross that Jesus pleaded for our forgiveness. It was in the most hopeless of times that Jesus paid for our redemption, and true unyielding hope was born. Do you know what the gospel is? It's not just the story of Jesus. It's also the story of us, written by God himself, the good news. And you know what's unique about it? He wrote the ending first. It was in the darkest time in the history of the human race that Jesus said the words, "It is finished." It wasn't until a day and a half later, when Jesus rose from the dead, that the beginning was written. The beginning of a new understanding, a new faith, and a new life. Only possible because of Good Friday. Only possible because of Good Friday. Darkness is the absence of light, and evil is the absence of good. Sometimes bad things happen, and when they do, the truth and the light can be clearly seen. The beginning and the end have been set in stone. The middle is yet to be written, awaiting your penmanship. Today, choose to be part of the story. Choose to seek him and be light and goodness to those who need it most.